even things that we're not aware of. But I think right now we are all, or should be, aware of specific things that are going on in the world right now, and it's very sad and it's very scary. And I almost just was like, I'm just not gonna upload today. But then I kept thinking about it, and I was like, I know what other channels do for me. You know, when you want to clear your mind, even for just 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and just think about anything else. And I was like, you know what, if my video can do that for somebody, then you know what, I'm gonna upload anyway. But I just want to say that all the horrible things going on in the world and in Israel right now, and even like here in our country, I'm just thinking of anyone who is affected in any way, whether it's directly through a loved one, anyone who is affected. I see you, and I'm praying for you, and I hope that this video can provide you with even just a little bit of comfort, even for just a few minutes. So, I do apologize for any background noise that you may hear. It is during the day, and that was my stomach growling. Can't help that either. But we're just going to power through, okay? I'm filming on my phone right now, so I have a physical list, a piece of paper tied to my tripod under my phone, to read off of. And I'm actually going to have a beverage today, just like old times. I know, but it's not alcoholic because your girl has to go to work in like 20 minutes, so that would be irresponsible. But I am gonna have a seltzer. So, unfortunately, the only flavor I had was lime, which is my least favorite, but we're just gonna do it anyway. So, cheers. Yummy. Also, yes, I did get my hair done. It is darker. I did it this morning. This is gonna make all the bubbles happen in my throat, so apologize. That's gonna happen. I'm sorry. But yeah, I did it this morning. I love it a lot. I'm kind of obsessed with it. She did a really good job, so I hope that you guys like it. But alright, let's get into what I have been watching this time around. So, see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things on the list. And I will be honest, most of them are movies, which I don't really like to talk about shows mostly in these videos, but what is happening in my hallway right now? I'm sorry guys, it's the middle of the day. But yeah, I just said I have a lot of movies on the list this time around, but a couple shows sprinkled in there. These bubbles are really gonna hurt me. Okay, the first thing is season 4 of Only Murders in the Building. 3, season 4. You guys tell me, what's the latest? I have season 4 written down, but have there been 4 seasons? Fact check me. Anyway, it's the latest season of Only Murders in the Building, and that is a show on Hulu. It stars Selena Gomez, Steve Martin, and Martin Short, I believe is his name. I always forget his name. And they basically they start out in the first season as like neighbors in this building in Manhattan, and someone commits a murder, and they, take to uncover who did it, and they start a true crime podcast together along the way. And so every season kind of has had like this mystery that they're trying to figure out who did it, kind of thing. And it sounds like scary, but it's not at all. It's actually, they found a way to make it funny in a weird way. Given the actors in the show, right? So that makes sense. And because you have to watch all the seasons to see how they get to where I am now in the show, but it's really good if you like murder mystery, because it is murder mystery, but it's also partly comedy too. It's really well written. All three of those main actors are also executive producers on the show, and Paul Rudd is in this season, and he's actually a really big part, and I love me some Paul Rudd, so I thoroughly enjoyed this season a lot. It's not done yet, I don't think, or at least I haven't finished it yet, but almost. So I really recommend that if you are sorry, if you are a true crime girly or a true crime boy, I would recommend that too. Okay, the next one is one of those trashy Netflix dating shows, and it's called The Ultimatum, and it is not the first season of it, so maybe you've heard of it. Basically, couples that have been together for a couple years, or maybe like 9 years, it depends on the couple, but one person in the relationship is ready to get married and the other one isn't. So basically, the one that is ready, they bring them on this reality show. It's a horrible idea. You go with your partner, and it's a bunch of couples. You break up with your person, date somebody else in the group. You know, you date around, then you pick one. You live with them for 2-3 weeks, then you break up with them, live back together with the person that you came with, and then at the end you decide whether you want to date or marry your person that you came with or your new person. Yes, why would you go on that show? I don't know. But it's got a lot of drama. And I watch it for entertainment purposes, but I sit there and I'm just like, oh, like, girl, why are you doing this to yourself? Or boy, what are you saying? It's rough. It's a rough watch. But in the sense that it's like a train wreck and you can't look away, sort of deal. I was actually going to do a whole video just about the new season of The Ultimatum when I finished it, and do like a ultimatum, like chit chat. But I figured, I don't want to give it that much like time on my channel, because it really is a stupid show, and I don't condone that way of figuring out whether that's the person you should marry or not. But I did watch it. I like to talk to my friends about it because they watch it too, so that is The Ultimatum. There are a couple seasons on Netflix at the moment. The next one is the movie Love Again, and that's starring 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪, my husband's wife. And the guy from Outlander, I don't know his name, like the main guy. I don't watch Outlander, but I know that he is the main guy of Outlander. And Nick Jonas does make a cameo. It's very cringy. I love the man. It's very cringy. It made me want to shrivel up into a ball a little bit when I was watching it, like his scene. The movie itself, though, I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I actually bought a little movie night with my mom, and we watched it. And basically Priyanka, and I'm not spoiling it. My goodness, people, stay still. And I'm filming this on my phone, and so I'm not gonna edit it. I love you. I'm sorry. I hope it's not that bad. Anyway, I'm not spoiling it because this happens within the first 2 minutes of the movie, but Priyanka's character's boyfriend dies, and she has a really hard time letting him go, and it's all about her learning to love again, and then the Outlander guy is her love interest, and you can kind of put the pieces together. But it was very, very cute, very heartfelt. I always like to like, she's dating my husband, blah, blah, blah. But like, I can't even, like, obviously I'm joking, but I can't even lie. She's a really good actress, and she's just likable. So, good for Nicholas. Okay. The next one is another movie. My mom and I watched both of these movies back to back. The Love Again one and this one. And it's Adam Sandler's new movie on Netflix called You Are So Not Invited to My Bar Mitzvah. and it stars his actual like real life daughters, which I didn't realize until the end when like the credits came up. But looking back, they actually, like, his girls kind of look like him. And it's basically about a young girl, one of his daughters, who is having a bat mitzvah, and so is her best friend. And then, you know, typical high school, they get into a fight, and then they uninvite each other from their bat mitzvahs, and then things go wrong, and there's drama, and, like, you know, it's one of those. But I love Adam Sandler movies, so my mom and I were like, yeah, let's do it. And his wife was played by 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪. Love her too. Saw her on Broadway once when I was younger. Subtle flex. Just kidding. And it was cute. Would I watch it again? No, but it's a fun little, like, if you're having a movie night, movie marathon, whatever, it's cute. It's cute. It definitely made me chuckle a good amount of times. So the next movie is The Little Mermaid. I finally watched the new live action Little Mermaid. I really wanted to see it in theaters and I didn't get to go. So it's on Disney Plus now, should you want to watch it. Which, can we talk about Disney Plus freaking doubling their subscription fee? I am not happy about it. Anyway, I loved it. I love Halle, what's her name? It's not Halle Berry, but it sounds very familiar. You know what I'm talking about, the girl who played the Ariel. She's amazing. I found myself just staring at the TV and being like, oh my goodness, she is so beautiful. Like, she's stunning. Like, in real life too, but then of course, like, in the movie when it's all like mystical, magical, and she's underwater and whatever, I was like, dang girl, good for you. She looked amazing. She sounded amazing. Melissa McCarthy, I love her. I love her in everything she does. I don't know how I felt about her as Ursula. I'm not saying she did a bad job, but maybe just because it's so different from what she typically does, which is not fair of me to put her in a box, but she did a very good job. But it just, I don't know, something about it didn't like click for me. But overall, loved it. Prince Eric was the cutest little thing. That was good casting. Very handsome. And yeah, I loved it. Would watch it again. That's how you know I like something. The next one is actually a documentary, and it's on Amazon Prime. I have never heard of this many people coming in and out of their apartments at the same time, ever. Anyway, it's the documentary Kelsey, and it is all about, well, it's about the Kelsey brothers, but it's more about Jason Kelsey and his family. If you don't know, Jason Kelsey is an NFL player on the Eagles, and his brother Travis is on the Kansas City Chiefs. I just want to say, everyone's jumping on this Kelsey bandwagon. You guys are my witnesses. I have been, my family, you might know if you followed me for a while, my family are like diehard Kansas City fans. Don't ask me why, I don't know. But because I lived in that house with them, I also became a Kansas City fan. So I have known about Travis way before this whole Taylor Swift thing. And I need to do a celebrity gossip, celebrity drama 101 video and talk about that, because I think it's a publicity stunt. But we'll save that conversation for a different time. I just want to say that I did not jump on the bandwagon, okay? I have been in the Kelsey world for like a year now, and I've been listening to their podcast for about a year. So just wanted to put that out there. But I did watch their documentary. Like I said, it is mostly about Jason, and they were filming it throughout last season leading up to the Kelsey brothers Super Bowl, where they were both in the Super Bowl against each other. And I just think they're such a great family. I think Jason is a great guy. I think he's like such a good family man, but I fell in love with his wife. She is such a boss. She was like pregnant, also taking care of 2 daughters while he was like playing and going to practices and going on TV and like doing all these things. She is a boss, and she's funny, and she like keeps him in check, and she's not like your, not the stereotype, but she's not like what you would think of when you think of an NFL wife that like just wants all the fancy lavish things. Like she's very, very down to earth, and she's just like, I'm not married to a football player, I'm married to a man, and football just happens to be his job. I love the way she says that. I loved her. Their house is like nothing crazy, it's just a nice house. Loved it. I actually watched that documentary twice, once by myself, and then my coworker wanted to watch it with me. She's my friend, we met at work, but she wanted to watch it too, so I watched it with her. So that's Kelsey. So if you're interested in them, if you have Amazon Prime, it's worth a watch. You'll learn a lot, and I love behind the scenes things. So the next one I have written down, I know it's a movie, and I know I watched it on Netflix. It's called Love at First Sight, but why can't I remember what movie that is? Oh, okay. It's a rom-com type style movie. I know that, but I could not tell you who's in it. My mind is totally blank right now. So if you want to look for a rom-com, I mean, I wrote it down. Normally, if I watch something and I don't like it, I won't put it on this list. So it's on the list, which means I somewhat enjoyed it. So I would say if you're curious, just go like search it. I'm sorry, I don't know why my brain is not functioning right now. So we'll skip that. The next one, this movie, Don't Worry Darling, with Harry Styles and what's her name, Olivia Wilde. First of all, I didn't realize she directed it until the credits at the end, so that kind of blew my mind. Because from a director point of view, phenomenally done. The movie itself, though, was a lot. There are a lot of scenes I didn't like, a lot of scenes that I was like, you'll see if you watch it. But I watched it by myself one night, and it's trippy. This is another one that I wanted to see in theaters back when it came out. I'm glad I didn't pay money to go see it. Not that it's bad, but it just wasn't for me. I mainly watched it because I like Harry Styles' music, and I wanted to see what he was like as an actor. I know he's been in other things, but I don't think I've really seen them. So basically, I can't give it away because you don't fully understand what's happening until the very, very end. And I will say, it did kind of blow my mind. I was like, whoa, that's wild. But basically, these characters live in this like almost like a utopia world where everything is perfect. It's like the 1950s. You know, the husbands go to work, the wives are housewives, they come home, everything's perfect, everybody's happy. But little by little, Olivia Wilde's character kind of notices that things are off, and she starts like seeing things, and they're like creepy things. And she gets the sense that something's being like hidden from them, and they're not living in a real world. And it's very, like, there are a couple seasons that are very, very trippy. So it's rated R for a reason, so maybe don't watch it with your kids. I can't give it away because you're gonna just watch it. It's worth a watch. It is. It's worth a watch. But I wouldn't watch it again. But when you get to the end, your mind's gonna be blown. The next one, I have to talk about it. I'm watching The Golden Bachelor. I haven't watched The Bachelor or Bachelorette in a very long time. I was just over it a couple years ago, and then back in January, after I got out of my last relationship, I tried to watch it again just because I wanted something to keep my mind occupied, and my friends watch it, so I wanted to have something to like talk to them about, whatever. I watched The Bachelor for 5 minutes, and I was so triggered by a man that was dating multiple women at once that I just couldn't do it. However, The Golden Bachelor, it's equal parts cringe, equal parts just adorable. It's about a 71-year-old man. His wife, who he says was the first love of his life, passed away. She was sick, and he's been single for 6 years. He has two or three daughters, and he just wants to find love again, somebody to spend the rest of his life with so that he's not lonely. And the first episode was all about, like, not all about, but the first like 5 minutes was just all about his ex-wife, and like, not his ex-wife, his late wife, and how much he loved her and how much he misses her, and he was crying. Oh, it like made me cry a little bit. He's precious. I think he's a beautiful, like very good looking older man, and all the contestants are older women, and it's different because all these women, and they say it in the show, like they're in their 60s, 70s, like they are set, they know who they are as people at this point, and it's not catty, at least yet. It's not catty. They're not fighting with each other. They're just like uplifting each other. Everyone's supportive. It's just, the energy is just different, and I'm sure it'll get a little catty or else it wouldn't be reality TV, but oh, it warms my heart. It really does. But watching them like kiss and like get all like seductive does make me a little uncomfortable. I can't even lie. But good for them. So I'm watching that. Very curious to see who he's gonna pick. I have a favorite, but I can't remember her name right now. And last but not least, I am watching the new Love is Blind. I am on episode 6, I think. And this is my friend said it best. She finished the whole season. I haven't finished it yet, but she said this is the most drama-filled season, but it produces the least amount of fruit, or it's like the least fruitful. And I can totally see that happening, and I can see it heading in that direction. But it's just one of those shows where I just can't help it. Basically, people, it's like speed dating, but with a wall in front of you, and they want to, so you can't see like the guy that you're dating, and then you pick a favorite, and then that's the person you're like seeing, but you don't get to see each other until after you're engaged. So it's supposed to be like a love experiment to see whether love is really blind, if you can fall in love with somebody without seeing them. But of course, sometimes it happens where they see each other in person after getting engaged, and it doesn't work, or they're not attracted to them, or even if they don't say it, you can tell. So I am watching that. I watch every season that comes out. I can't help it. I know it's trash. I know. You don't have to tell me. I can't help it. I just sit there and I'm like, yeah, no, that's not a good idea. No, don't say that. Don't do that. But anyway, so that's my list of 10 things that I have been watching lately. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am sending all of you so much love, and I will see you in my next video.